This movie ruined my wedding. It's Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is Thoreau Smiley, and nothing is getting in the way of me hosting this podcast. Not even the mysterious transformation of matter at the subatomic level. Now, who is joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and I'm not an exotic dancer. I'm just hot.
I'm Brian Lesh, and this week I'll be voiced by Lawrence Fishburne.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I don't look completely ridiculous in this dress.
No, you're very fetching. This is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather research into the production and the source material. Then we're going to tell you about everything. And what we're talking about, this show is brought to you by our patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Just go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got a lot of bonus content there. Star Wars stuff, music stuff. We got weekly shows. We've got extra movie podcasts we do. January. Oh, guys, that's right. It's January, and our monthly movie has been decided.
Whoa, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the polls are in, and this...
Tell us what we won.
The polls are closed. It's not super close, actually. I was surprised at how unclose it was, considering I thought they were all pretty great. But the winner this month, the year was 2002, and the movie we're going to watch is Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm down.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Fun. So now the movie we're watching for Harmless Phosphorescence this week is not, as we said last week, Underdog. I got our dates messed up. So next week is Underdog. This week we are watching Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
As you may know, there have been unusual occurrences all over the world.
These were taken by one of our spy satellites 3 days ago.
We need a way to locate and intercept that object.
What is it?
We were hoping you could tell us.
It's here.
That's bad.
That's really bad.
We have to destroy this thing.
Your encounter with a surfer has affected your molecules. It could cause you to temporarily switch powers.
You like volunteer?
No! Hey! Oh my God! Come on!
You can't handle this alone.
Everywhere this thing goes, 8 days later, the planet dies. All that you know is at an end.
Fries?
Fries. The fries of the Silver Surfer.
He's all, stop eating them in the car.
Those are mine. Hey, look, there's one curly in here.
He likes them waffle cut.
He does. Like the fabric of time and space.
He's like, oh, these are steak fries.
God damn.
Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer was released June 15th, 2007. It has a running time of 92 minutes. It cost $130 million to make, and it took in $301.9 million at the box office. So it was a hit.
I saw it in the theater, and I just didn't remember any of this. So that's not unusual.
I don't think I saw it previously. I know I saw the first one. I remember 100% watching the first one at Al's house, actually. But I don't think I ever saw the second one until this week.
I think I fell asleep because I didn't remember the third act. I didn't remember them going to Endor.
Guys, I was wondering, y'all ready to play the box office top 10 game?
Yes.
Here we go,
First
everybody.
of the year.
Yeah, our first box office top 10 game of 2021. We're recording this January 1st, 2021, for all of you who were wondering.
Authentico.
So this is the game where we look at the week of June 15th. 2020, or I'm sorry, June 15th, 2007, and we don't go into the future, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. The technology just isn't there.
But after my wedding, I'll whip something up.
We look at the week of June 15th, 2007. The boys try to guess where this movie opened in the top 10 of the box office, and then I read the descriptions of each movie in the top 10, counting down from 10 to 1, using only the box office mojo description of that movie, leaving out proper nouns when necessary. Then the guys try to guess what movie I'm talking about. That sounds really complicated, but it's not. Much like the Settlers of Catan. Once you start playing, it's
straightforward. It's a straightforward point process.
Yes, it is. Well, yeah, it's a simple
when they are awarded.
Yes, it's a simple 1-to-1 point process whereby which I decide what the points are at a certain time, which may or may not be during the recording of this broadcast.
All right.
So here we
go.
go.
Starting over with a blank slate?
Yeah, well, okay, so right now the cumulative points are 7, nice. And I have all of them, which is funny because I don't play the game.
Yo, let me have one.
Al, your movie won the monthly movie this month, so why don't you start? Where do you think that this movie opened in the box office?
How much money did it make?
300-ish million.
Tripled its money-ish.
Okay. I don't know. Was it number one? I'll go with number one.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to tell you yet.
It had a Silver Surfer in it.
Well, that's an incredible box office. If it's not number one, then something else badass came out that week.
Yeah.
We're not remembering.
Yeah. Do any of us really remember 2007, though? It was a weird
definitely
time.
not.
I know. Don't other years feel so quaint now?
Right. Years prior to anyone from last year.
Yep. Me just walking around like an idiot thinking life is all right.
Touching people, licking banisters.
Or thinking life was terrible because of something that wasn't destroying the entire earth literally.
Yeah.
And the government telling me to wash my hands. I'll decide.
Yeah. I'm going to put my hands anywhere I please.
Go to the bathroom and come back. Finish these chicken wings.
I don't care if they're yours.
Why not take them with you to the bathroom? That's what I've been doing.
That's right, yeah.
I tried
Sticking it to the man.
I tried to do that, but the librarian keeps knocking on the door.
Somebody's in here.
I'm eating my cooking chicken wings.
Sir, for the last time, I don't know where you got those.
The guy in the back.
Josh, where do you think Rise of the Silver Surfer opened?
I mean, I was going to say number one, so I'll say number 2.
And Brian?
I'm going to say number 3.
All right. So we got 1, 2, 3. We've locked in your answers, so there's no turning back now.
Howie Mandel has the briefcase.
He's doing that Bobby's World voice. There's nothing we can do.
Deal or no deal. Howie Mandel, no deal.
All right, here we go. This is the box office top 10. At number 10 this week, a strange black entity bonds with a white man and causes turmoil.
It's Spider-Man 3, right?
Yeah, I may have changed a little of the wording there.
It's either Spider-Man or Do the Right Thing.
Or Jungle Fever.
Yeah, yo, that's true.
Hey, he did have it. Okay, so Josh gets 3 points for all 3 of the Spider-Men that were in that movie. Number 9. A well-respected businessman is sometimes controlled by his murder and mayhem-loving alter ego. Is that also Spider-Man 3?
It seems like it could have been. Peter got murderous.
Starring Kevin Costner, William Hurt.
No, I remember this. Mr. Brooks.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
Bad.
Is that the one that Dane Cook was in?
yes, it is.
Possibly 2007. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
They were garnishing a lot of plates with Dane Cook.
He was like, "This guy could be a star."
Dane Cook wanted to become a hitman, and Mr. Brooks just trolling him the whole time.
He's all, where's your assignment?
Wait.
Like, eat this bull penis
Wait,
for $50,000, and you can become a hitman.
Are we
That's how I remember.
wait. This
Or
is
the host of Fear Factor.
this is a movie about Kevin Costner catfishing Dane Cook.
Yeah, with bull penis.
And he's pretending to be an underage girl, so there's like a whatever that
He's
dude.
actually Joe Rogan the whole time.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan is actually an underage girl.
Oh yeah, more and more it seems.
He just keeps getting shorter every year.
Joe, if you're listening to this, I'm kidding. We'd love to be on your show.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And by your show, I mean Fear Factor.
No, news radio. Yeah.
So Josh gets 1 point for every expression that Kevin Costner has.
Yep. 4 points. Killing you guys.
Coming in at number 8, 3 American college students studying abroad are lured to a Slovakian hotel and discover the grim reality behind it.
Oh, that's
Hostile?
Not hostile, but
just microaggressive.
Saw?
no.
I don't know. Hostile 2?
Yes.
I saw it too.
Yes, Al gets it.
Oh, nice. It's a Slovakian weekend, but we all know the plot to that one.
They overbooked our original Hostel, so we're going to Hostel 2.
Yes. And Al also gets 1 point for every sequel that Hostel deserved.
It's a lot of points.
Deserved?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So 0.
Throw it aside.
Coming in at number 7, opening this week. Ooh la la.
That fella.
Oh,
Opening
okay.
at 7.
I have to sometimes because I can't click on the IMDb links in Box Office Mojo because it just takes me to IMDb Pro. It won't actually show me anything unless I give them money. So I have to figure out who's in the cast sometimes by just the thumbnail of the poster. So there's a lot of squinting and like is that Kevin Costner or Robert Duvall?
So it's
Harmless Phosphorescence. Super accurate film information.
Yes.
Super.
Number 7 this week. A teen detective accompanies her father on a business trip to L.A., where she happens upon clues to a murder mystery involving a movie star.
Harriet the Spy? I don't know.
No, that's a good guess, though. It's kind of that.
Nancy Drew.
98.
Oh, yeah, Josh.
Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Nancy Drew.
Emma
They made a
Roberts.
Nancy Drew movie?
Emma Roberts is Nancy Drew.
Oh.
Yeah. I like me some Emma Roberts.
I forgot there was a movie. There's a TV show now
Huh.
I wasn't aware there was a TV show.
on the CW, I think.
All right.
Here- Here's your Nancy Drew, sir. For
how
men,
does
it's
this
called a
team
Hardy
have
Boy.
Get the rights to everything. That just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a Babysitter's Club and Hardy Boys Adventures and
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Josh then gets half a point for every heterosexual Hardy Boy.
Damn. Yeah, semi Hardy Boy. I'm doing pretty well this week.
Coming in at number 6. It helps that I'm remembering to allot points.
It helps, yeah. We need that carrot.
Coming in at number 6. Reluctantly designated as the heir to a distant land, our hero hatches a plan to install a rebellious new king while his bride fends off a coup d'etat by her ex. I left
King
out
Arthur?
so many proper nouns.
Wow.
Is Brian in the right direction? He said King Arthur.
King Arthur is not correct.
No, but I mean that area.
I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay.
This is a sequel. Actually, it's a threequel.
Let's say, is this Revenge of the Sith?
No.
Is it Twilight related? And they just sort of.
No. Let's see.
Harry Potter?
It stars.
Isn't he a king, right? Or like the leader of the the emo? It's,
You have to kill the head vampire.
his name is Brandon. He's in the corner.
Let's see.
Just hair in his eyes.
Let's see. John Lithgow and Cameron Diaz are both in this movie,
What?
as is Eddie Murphy and Mike Myers.
Oh, is this an Austin Powers?
No, it's a Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek 3.
Can't believe
Shrek.
I wasn't on that.
Shrek the Third. Yes. Shrek the Third. And for that, Al gets 3 Shreks.
And a custom song by Smash Mouth.
Yes.
Good for you.
You're
an Al star.
Just.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
There were so many Zoom Smash Mouth songs out that you can just have one of those for free.
Perfect.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5 this week on the box office top 10, a behind-the-scenes look at a World Surfing Championship and its newest participant, an up-and-coming Maverick.
Blue Crush? No.
No.
I remember that.
Is the up and coming Maverick a dog?
No, but
Oh, that's a great question.
no,
Wow.
it is not a buddy movie, but
Okay.
but you are kind of thinking in the general right direction now.
Flipper?
No,
Is this a monkey on a surfboard?
not a monkey. No, but it is not human.
Carrot Top
It is
chairman
not
of the board?
human. I don't think there are any humans in this movie, actually.
Oh, wait, Silver Surfer. He's a surfer.
Right. This
He is a
is
surfer.
this is Silver Surfer 1,
Yeah.
and then the movie we're doing is Silver Surfer 2.
We all remember
Yeah, the first
crossover
one is
event.
Yeah, we all remember that. The first one was the Revenge of the Silver Surfer.
This movie is about penguins.
Oh, like Happy Feet.
Yeah,
Two?
but no, it's
Oh, the Penguins of Madagascar.
no. It's called.
Damn it!
There were a lot of animated penguin movies in the 2000s.
I had no idea.
This one's called Surf's Up, and the up and comers a chicken, I believe. If I'm gauging
Yeah,
the
something
poster
like-
correctly. Any
I remember that.
Gen Z out there listening, let us know if the up and comer was the chicken.
Call
Nope.
it in right now.
Call it in.
Lines are open. Sorry if we don't answer.
They are open.
Yeah,
doing a
sure, they're open.
Yeah, just text.
Um,
Call like a psychopath.
yeah, what?
Just make sure you have a tachyon phone.
Yeah.
For that one, Brian gets a pity point because he hasn't gotten any yet.
Take it. I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah. $600.
And let's see.
$20 is $20, man.
Coming in at number 4. It's a man wearing mascara makes a final alliance for one last decisive battle.
Is that a Twilight movie?
No, but it might as well have been. No, it's much better than
Prince
Twilight.
of Persia? I don't know.
No?
There's a lot of mascara in that movie.
Oh, maybe it's him. Maybe it's Maybelline.
This, I mean,
This Revenge of the Sith?
that was really more of a standard eyeliner, Al, in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
This stars, let's see, this stars Orlando Bloom.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates.
Pirates.
Pirates a poppin'.
2 pirate, 2 drown. I don't know.
2 pirate, 2 furious. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I assume it's 3.
I think that's the third one.
Yeah. Oh God.
Finally made it to that bar.
Yeah.
We finally
Well,
did.
we had the what I assume was the second one in like 4 different movies of 2005. Was it 5 we were in forever?
Yeah, I think 6.
5 or 6. Hey, it was Dead Man's Chest. Yeah.
And that was, we had it over and over again because we had so many movies in that year.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3. For a fun-loving party animal, the last thing he ever expected was for his one-night stand to show up on his doorstep 8 weeks later to tell him she's pregnant with his child.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. Yes, Josh gets 1 point for how much I like Katherine Heigl.
You get yelled at by Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's... Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that movie's, in retrospect, sexist as fuck, but also she's terrible.
Yeah, she's terrible.
Coming in at number 2. A smooth talker rounds up the boys for one last heist after a bank owner... I don't know if it's a bank owner. After this guy double crosses one of the original people in the crew. That was so hard to do without giving the movie away. I think I did anyway.
Ocean's
13?
13, yes.
13?
Yeah, Brian jumps to the lead with 13 points.
Boom. Out of a possible 7.
Yes. And coming in at number 1, the Fantastic Four learn that they aren't the only superpowered beings in the universe when they square off against the powerful Silver Surfer and the planet-eating Galactus.
They shouldn't even say Galactus is in this movie.
That was
as a character.
That was not Galactus. Hashtag not my Galactus.
That was a Galactus fart.
Yeah, exactly. It was aggravating.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. But that is also the end of the box office top 10, which means it's time for me to throw to Al. That's some inside lingo there for the industry.
In the business.
Al, do you want to tell us about some of these here characters and what they were like in the comic books before they got big?
I guess.
I understand exactly.
Yeah, you know.
All right, so
where did the Silver Surfer touch you, Al? Show us on this doll.
On this chrome doll.
This chrome metal doll.
We have a male doll, a female doll, and a Silver Surfer.
All right. So the Silver Surfer and Galactus, they came around at the same time. So they're kind of tied together in their origin.
They came up together.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now
streets.
they're here.
Baltimore. Created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, they both first appeared in the Fantastic Four number 48, March of 1966. What is now known as the Galactus Trilogy was the 3-issue story arc of Fantastic Four number 48 through 50. The Silver Surfer was originally a young astronomer, Norrin Rad, on the planet Zen-La in the Deneb system in the Milky Way galaxy. To prevent the destruction of his homeworld, Norrin Rad becomes the herald of the planet devourer Galactus, a cosmic being who must consume the elemental energies of living planets to survive.
Wow. How drunk were they when they come up with that? I just love it. Because, they famously sort of at the beginning said this is for kids, so it's, super easy. But so I just picture them in a bar going from the planet this in the something system. His name is Norn.
His last name
Norm
is
Michael.
and his last name is Rad.
Yeah.
And he's a surfer.
I know.
Yeah.
How serendipitous is that? If that's
We might get to all those questions, maybe.
Ooh.
It is the Herald's duty to find suitable planets for consumption of Galactus. He is imbued with a portion of Galactus's power cosmic.
Much like it is my duty to find suitable yum-nums for consumption of my cat.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You've been tasked with that.
The cat owns you.
Yes.
The cat is your master.
The cat is
Much
Galactus to my surfer, 100%, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the original story, a powerful being known as the Watcher attempts to conceal the Earth in a field of space debris. Nevertheless, the surfer finds Earth and sends a cosmic signal for Galactus. The surfer is knocked out of commission by the Thing, but Galactus arrives on his world ship and begins constructing his planet-devouring device.
So it was a device in the beginning.
Yes, he always had to build a machine to do the Earth sucking.
He was a normal-sized dude at one point, right? He was not, the size of a galactic disc or like a planetary disc kind of thing, like he is.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah.
we'll get there too.
Okay.
After the Watcher attempts diplomacy and fails, Johnny and the Thing attack Galactus to no effect. The Silver Surfer awakes in the apartment of Alicia Masters, way hungover.
Yeah. St. Patty's.
Woo! Bastin!
Alicia Masters appeals to him to save the Earth. The Watcher boosts Johnny's powers so he can travel to Galactus' home planet to retrieve a weapon that can defeat him, called the Ultimate Nullifier.
The Nullifier, that's still a thing in the fucking comics.
That's awesome. That it is.
The Silver Surfer attacks his former master, giving Johnny time to return with the weapon. Galactus agrees to spare the Earth if the Nullifier is returned to him.
Spare the... You know what? Spare the Earth, spoil the child.
It's true.
However, the Surfer is effectively banished to Earth, being stripped of his space-time powers. But not all of his powers, as he would be a returning guest in the Fantastic Four series until the character was granted his first solo series in 1968, lasting 18 issues, and a second solo ongoing title in 1987.
That's one of the more popular comic books of all time, right? That Silver Surfer run?
The first one?
Yeah. I vaguely remember it be like reading an article about it. It was such great demand for more information about this character that they gave him his own comic. That's one of the first times that they had like expanded a completely tertiary character into their own run.
I think it was a milestone, like Giant Size X-Men, or
and the writers, they explored some pretty deep concepts.
Yeah,
in that run,
Stanley and Jack.
That was the Norrin Rad still, right? That wasn't the other Silver Surfer. I forget the other guy's name, but at some point in the 80s,
I'm
they
pretty
changed,
pretty sure that was still Norrin Rad. So, endowed with the power cosmic, the Silver Surfer is granted superhuman strength and durability, flight, the ability to travel at superluminal speed, that's faster than light, and thus time travel, energy and matter manipulation, resulting in telekinesis and limited telepathy. A note on his surfboard, this is fun. The surfboard was the result of Jack Kirby being tired of drawing spaceships.
It's like a line, something that's a line.
You know what? I draw a lot of stuff. What if I draw something that's not a thing?
Good for him.
It's an iconic image. I mean, in Hawaii, a lot of surfers, not that everybody's like dressed like the Silver Surfer or anything ridiculous like that. But it's an image that you'll see people use or lean on.
Yeah, a lot like Doctor Strange. It was adopted by the hippies in the drug counterculture. They loved the surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In later character development, it was revealed that Galactus himself was once a mortal, a space explorer named Galan, who lived in the universe preceding the Big Bang. At the time of that universe's big crunch, Galan merged with the sentience of the universe, gaining his power cosmic and planetary hunger.
That is the most Stanley thing ever. It's not cosmic power, power cosmic.
Yep. It's those little things, man.
And finally, I have a note on the wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Ooh, were you invited?
I was not invited. I was not born yet.
So then it didn't preoccupy a whole 2 acts in every moment of your life.
The pair were married in the Fantastic Four Annual Number 3, published in October of 1965. Dr. Doom uses an emotion-changing device to incite the entire supervillain community to attack the ceremony. Fortunately, the X-Men, Avengers, and other heroes are in attendance or just nearby.
I was invited, but I'm not going.
Spider-Man was not invited because they didn't know who he was. They didn't know where to send the invitation. But he did happen to be swinging by, and he helped out. Daredevil, I think, was in a similar situation.
This world where there's like so many superheroes in New York. What? Meanwhile, Seattle's being overrun.
No.
And all
Punisher's in the sewer.
I was gonna say, and all they have is the Punisher.
And coffee.
Yeah.
Boise's left out in the cold.
I know. See?
There's Alpha Flight and the West Coast Avengers. They exist.
That's true. Alpha Flight.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you're having trouble in Canada or specifically Los Angeles.
So after the attack is thwarted, the two are married. Outside, Nick Fury, acting as security, turns away Stan Lee and Jack Kirby as they do not have invitations.
So that's OG.
Huh.
And Stan Lee and Jack Kirby walk away, rejected, and vow retribution. That was from the description that I read.
Ray Wenge.
All right. Well, thank you, Al. And that brings us to the production itself. Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer was directed by Tim Story. He directed the first one, and just as a brief reminder, he also directed Barbershop, Taxi, Think Like a Man 2, Ride Along 2, and Ride Along 3, and the upcoming Tom and Jerry movie.
Wow.
This was written. Yeah, this was written by Don Payne and Mark Frost. They wrote the first one. They also wrote My Super Ex-Girlfriend, and we'll see him again, Thor and Thor: The Dark World. That's Don Payne. Mark Frost. Mark Frost has a much longer career prior to this, but he will not write any more movies. This was the last movie he has a writing credit on.
Because Sean Connery called him.
Because, well, yeah. I mean, he's been working. You know, he's been working with David Lynch on Twin Peaks, and he works. Sure. He just hasn't. It's so weird. This dude. This Twin Peaks guy was like on this.
Yeah.
I will say now, knowing that it's the same director and writers, that this movie did not suffer from a severe change in tone.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, it did not.
Well, and that director made it very pasty white, and you can tell by his resume that's not the kind of movie he normally makes.
Yeah, it's really weird. Actually, that is
Barbershop, Taxi, Ride Along.
I think he may be African American himself. I haven't seen a picture of him, but
well, he's a fan at least.
Yeah, at the very least, yeah. We also have a story by credit for John Turman, who who wrote The Crow Stairway to Heaven. Not Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. Who he had a writing credit on Hulk and Ben 10 Alien Swarm.
Okay, so as Al pointed out, almost every element of this movie has been adapted from old Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. So how does this a-hole get a story by credit when it's they're going to get married and Galactus wants to eat the Earth? Story by.
I mean,
I don't know. That's a very clever man, very shrewd.
Yeah. God. So cast, we have returning Ian Grufford is that how you say his name? I don't care. As Dr.
I think it's Eoin.
It's Eoin?
It's what?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Phonetically, that sounds right.
Eoin Grufford.
Like Ewan.
Ewan. Oh, like Ewan. Okay. All right.
He's a British gentleman.
As Dr. Reed Richards, Jessica Alba returns as Sue Storm, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, Michael Chiklis back as Ben Grimm. Doug Jones is the Silver Surfer. We've seen him previously in Hellboy. I feel like there were other ones.
There were. Yeah.
That we saw him in. Oh, he was in Batman Returns. Mystery Men. Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. He's in a lot of stuff. He does a lot of things where he does a lot of like motion capture and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
we actually saw his face in Star Trek Discovery. You see him as a human being, which is neat for him.
It's very rare, yeah.
Wait, Doug Jones?
Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry, Al. Yeah,
well, we saw his face in Mystery Men.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
We don't see it often.
Spoiler.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what it looks like. So.
He's the only new actor in this, other than, of course, our
Captain Holt,
our Mr. Captain Holt, Andre Brower. And well, let's see. Okay.
Lawrence Fishburne, he's new.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry.
Wait, where was Lawrence Fishburne?
He's the voice, right?
Oh,
the voice of Norton Rad.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne as the voice. Yes, there it is.
Fishburne.
Fishburne. Larry Fishburne. He is the Fishborn.
With the power cosmic.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. Oh my God, has he not been in? I was thinking we'd covered him before because, but that might have just been in the monthly movie.
Yeah, that was in Gremlins? No, he was in
Nightmare on Elm Street. So Larry Fishburne. I guess we'll have to go into him.
I like my fish seared, not burnt.
Not burnt. Not Asian stuff.
Was the fish burned or was he born of the fish? We shall never know.
We shall. We'll see him again in Ant-Man and Wasp, right?
Yeah.
He's glad.
We'll see him in a few things, actually. He got his start back in the 70s. He was in Apocalypse Now as like a 14-year-old. He went on to be in Rumblefish, Cotton Club, Color Purple. If you'd like to give us a buck, you can listen to our take on A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, in which he was credited as Larry Fishburne. $1 at patreon.com/harmlessphosphorescence. School Days.
We might even do What's Love Got to Do with It?
We might.
Lawrence Fishburne is Ike Turner.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Scary in that.
King of
man.
Ooh. King of New York. That was a great movie. Boys in the Hood. And then, of course, he was in The Matrix as himself.
He may still be in The Matrix. Yes. He might all be living in The Matrix.
And have been for years. Oh, I forgot he was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, yeah.
He did a voice cameo in that. That was such a good movie. We will see him again in Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. He plays Perry White.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ant-Man and Wasp. And those are the only ones coming up for our show. Let's see. Yeah, Julian McMahon returns as Elon Musk / Victor Von Doom.
Victor. That's all they ever call him. He hasn't been called Dr. Doom once.
Yeah.
Is he even a doctor? Like, does he have a doctorate?
Well, yeah, I think he's like any fascist leader of a banana republic. He has whatever title he wants to give himself.
Yeah, the Latvian astronomy club gave him a doctorate.
He did a commencement speech for a college in Latvia. He just gets up to the podium and is just full on mask and hood. And he's all, remember to wear sunburn. Sunscreen.
His degree is honorary.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, he was a doctor in the way Bill Cosby's a doctor.
They're just humoring him.
Honorary.
Yep. Let's see. We've got Kerry Washington as Alicia Masters, who is also from the comics. She is not a new movie-only character. Kerry Washington, we've also seen, let's see, she was in Last King of Scotland.
She's Olivia Pope, man, on Scandal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Django Unchained.
Huh. Yeah, Broomhilda and Django. She's been in so many movies. She's amazing.
Yeah. Oh God, The Human Stain. Don't watch that movie. Bo Garrett as Captain Frankie Ray.
That's the female officer.
No, that's
that is the female.
Her name is Frankie.
That wasn't. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. She was also in Tron Legacy and Freelancers. I don't know. She did a bunch of TV, Criminal Minds, Suspect Behavior, CSI New York, Glee.
Suspect Behavior.
Vanessa Manillo played Julie Angel. She is best known as Miss Teen USA and a correspondent for Entertainment Tonight. Oh, and the host of TRL.
Wow.
Andre Brower played General Hager, Captain Holt himself. Which I know he had a long storied career playing this kind of character, which is how he got cast as Captain Holt. But now I only see him as Captain Holt.
It's true.
It's the same delivery.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The whole demeanor. Although in this one, he wasn't very he would do turnarounds real fast.
Yes.
Either emotions or mood or whatever. Yeah. It was hard to pin him down.
His first credits for Glory. He was Murderer in Mississippi. He was in 4 Kojak TV movies. Did he play Kojak? No, he played Detective Winston Blake. Okay, I imagine a buddy of Kojak. 5 Kojak movies. Oh my God. How many Kojak movies did they make in the These are all from the 90s.
Wow, is Telly still alive?
I don't know. There's no links to these movies, so there's no page for them. I don't know.
Nobody knows if they existed.
Yeah. He was in City of Angels. Oh God, what else? The Mist.
I see that he was in 3 episodes of the Jackie Chan Adventures.
Nice.
That was animated.
Yeah,
it was. And he was the voice of Darkseid in Superman, Batman, Apocalypse in 2010.
Really?
Yeah,
that's really interesting. He's got a great voice for that kind of character.
Yeah, or just voice work in general. Yeah. Why he should do more.
Yeah, well, and he played on BoJack Horseman Woodchuck Coodchuck Berkowitz.
He also was Lobster Man in an episode of Axe Cop.
Wow. Lobster.
Brian Posehn as the wedding minister.
Right.
That's right, yeah.
That was a delight seeing him.
I love seeing him anywhere, yeah.
Right.
He's such a comic book fan. It's always neat to see him in comic book stuff in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's happy to be there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's frustrating when an actor is obviously not happy to be there.
Sean Connery on the set.
Yeah, I mean he's an extreme, but like we were saying, in Spider-Man 3, so many people were bored with their $1 million checks. Yeah, multi-million.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Yep.
Yeah, Brian Posehn has been in like every animated show and every sitcom you've seen in the last 20 years. He was in The Mandalorian. Speeder pilot in chapter 1. That's right. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
He's the first cameo that we see.
That's right. Oh, wow.
If you don't follow him on social media, I suggest it. He's delightful.
Yeah, he's written some Deadpool comics. He's written a couple of different comic book runs after that, but I think that was his first foray into writing comics.
Actually, if you haven't seen it, the Comedians of Comedy documentary, not the concert film. That's good because everyone's stand-up act is great, but there's a documentary about the tour. But it's fun because they roll into a big city and Brian and Patton go to the comic book stores. And then, like Maria and other people in the van are like, so what's the deal? And he's like, well, I'm reading this, and then I'm reading this, and this is going on with this. And he loves it.
Oh, I'm sure getting those two together is just, interesting conversations happen.
If you guys... no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Oh, well, I mean, that's why they would stop so often is because they weren't just like, oh, this is, they were reading many titles like I need this next issue. So they'd have to stop for that reason.
If you guys haven't seen You're the Worst, there's an arc on that where one of the characters gets a job as a staff writer for the Doug Stanhope empire. Doug Stanhope runs a media empire as himself, as Doug Stanhope, and Brian Posehn and Paul F. Tompkins are his two head guys playing themselves, and they're just the biggest dicks on earth. They keep making this guy eat stuff. They'll be like, "You see that cake? Eat the whole cake. Do it. I'll give you $20, $50. Just eat the whole fucking cake right now."
That's awesome. Doug lives in Bisbee.
Oh.
Yep.
So, that's about wraps it up. Stanley, of course, played himself, which brings us to the reviews. Seeing as we no longer have Roger Ebert to kick around.
Well, and if we did, there's a Penguin movie that came out this week, so they were all the others were fucked.
I am now going to try to make it a thing to read a couple of Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Jana Stevens writes, an off-brand superhero movie, the cinematic equivalent of one of those generic breakfast cereals with a badly drawn squirrel for a mascot. Mark Savlov of the Austin Chronicle writes,
wait, is this an off-brand superhero movie?
No, it's the most on-brand superhero movie that there could possibly be. With the
had sponsorship logos on the
Yeah, this is the peak, I think, of this art form before it became an actual art form.
Yeah,
that's well said. Yeah,
it's at its schlockiest.
Yeah, definitely on brand.
Mark Savlov of the Austin Chronicle wrote, Rise of the Silver Surfer is both relentlessly dull and curiously bombastic.
Damn it, I hate him.
Yeah, why does he get paid to say that?
Any of them. The first person who just wanted their squirrel mascot line, so they threw whatever.
These people aren't getting paid, right? This is Rotten Tomatoes.
No. These are the critic reviews that were printed in newspapers in 2007.
Okay, cool.
But you should read a rando, just a civilian.
All right, wait. I got two more, then I'll read a civilian. So David Fear of Time Out writes, the performances are plywooden, the cornball visual gags are groan-worthy, and Tim Story still can't direct his way out of a sack with a map.
What an a-hole. Barbershop's a great movie.
Yeah, it is. Richard Roper of Ebert and Roper wrote, it's funnier and splashier than the original, but I still can't quite recommend it. He sounds sad about that.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, Your Honor.
Sounds like somebody who read a comic book at some point in their life. They don't want to be the killing bullet in this movie.
Right.
He's busy making sure Jack Tripper isn't sleeping with those gals.
Yeah. And let's see. And a rando, let's see. Matt Sam M says, horrid and useless plot with horrid and useless acting. That's not fun. Oh, here we go. Gimli writes, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Where to even fucking begin with Rise of the Silver Surfer?
They're upset.
People who actually write reviews are interesting animals.
Yeah, they are. And that brings us to the movie. Fellas, you ready to get into this thing?
Let's all go for a spin.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. We open with a planet exploding, and it's all downhill from there. We get a credit sequence. Then a white meteor-looking thing arrives on Earth, freezes a bay in Japan.
So what happens there? Why does the cold weather stuff just stop happening?
Yeah.
It looked as though it wasn't even something that he was controlling. It was just sort of the aftermath of him coming by.
Like he just
so fast.
Sucked the heat out of the air or something. Yeah.
But then later he doesn't.
Reed later said it was random.
Yeah, he says that a lot.
Okay. Thanks, Reed.
Yeah, everything sort of is.
Random effects of the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he causes snow in Egypt and a blackout in LA. Then.
And a party in Chicago.
Yeah, that blackout in LA was bound to happen.
Yeah. That might not have had anything to do with the surfer. That might have just been
flipping on a light on their porch. What was that sound?
Then we cut to a newscaster who says all the planes in the world were grounded. Yeah. But the real story is, he even said the real story is.
Yes, this wedding.
Sue and Reed's wedding.
Yeah. The news tells us they're getting married, although they've postponed their wedding several times already. There's shenanigans in the airport with blah, 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 blah. They fly back to New York. I just had no patience for all of that. Somehow, like, they were just, like, the four of them were just not fun together to me. I don't know.
So I am under the impression that a lot of the wedding shots, like, and the build up around the wedding were all done, like, they were all like reshoots, is what it felt like. They were all so much more bored at the wedding than they were at any other point in the movie. But there's so much wedding in this movie.
So much wedding.
Oh my God. So, like, this is probably one of some of the more higher stakes storyline wise in a lot of these superhero movies we've watched. And there's even a time frame. 7 days, right? Well, everyone on Earth, not just the Fantastic Four, are acting like they got all the time in the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because it's like 2 days until the wedding.
Yeah.
And then the wedding, and they see the surfer, and then
no, well,
walking through the forest like it's a hike.
Reed doesn't come across the. It was 8 days, but the 8-day timeline on the other planets, he doesn't come across that until after the failed wedding attempt that we see later.
The failed wedding attempt.
I guess I'm just meaning from a story. Yeah, from a storytelling point of view, it's just, I don't know. To set those parameters and then ignore them doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. And I'd like to point out that, okay, I feel like they really skipped a step here in the Fantastic Four franchise as a film franchise. First movie, the stakes were literally the four of them. Doom wanted to kill them, and that's it. He wasn't trying to take over the world. Like, he just wanted to kill the four of them. And we skipped from there to Galactus in the next movie.
Right.
I feel like there's a middle installment that's where the stakes are higher, but not Galactus high, because Galactus really is kind of top tier.
I feel like this is that middle installment, and Galactus was just like tagged on at the end. Because, I mean, we get, less than 15 minutes of like Galactus visuals, except for the very beginning.
Well, and when he devours the planet, that all was pretty cool. Like, if we just got to see Galactus as the character himself, those scenes would have been very satisfying. But there's one part where like the cloud makes sort of a shadow on something that looks like the either side of his helmet, and but that was a close one.
There were two shots. One was when he was approaching. He cast a shadow on Saturn.
Yes.
That was in the shape of the helmet, and then right at the end, you kind of saw the vague shape of his helmet in the flames and clouds.
I was looking for,
if they totally could have just touched it up a little more right there at the end and satisfied a lot of people.
Had a big purple guy inside this flaming gravity,
Yeah, exactly. An actual bean in there instead of it just being kind of a bean-shaped cloud.
Or like the altitude. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna. I think it was the director. What's his name?
Tim Story. Yeah.
Like vowed never to do a film with a giant robot. Which he can. I mean, Galactus is not a giant robot, but he's giant.
Yeah.
I guess it was just like too much, so he made him a.
And he went on to direct Pacific Rim, right?
Yeah.
Did he?
No, it was Robert Rodriguez.
May.
That's right.
It's May 1996 on the set of Barbershop. I vow never to make a movie with a giant robot.
That's a barbershop conversation. What kind of movie would you never make?
Cedric's like, that's right.
All right.
Anyway.
So yeah, all right. They're in New York. Sue's annoyed that Reed is doing too much science and not enough wedding.
He's playing on his Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
Oh, so before they get back to New York, they get on the plane, and then Johnny takes off. He says, "I don't fly, coach." He takes off to go fly outside. He still had to buy a ticket to get on the plane.
Right.
A first class ticket.
Yeah, they were going to fly first class. Then they got bumped down to coach. I don't know if they got their tickets comped for that. Maybe that's why he decided to
go to fly.
Flame out.
Yeah.
Flame it up.
Why are they flying on commercial airlines at all? I mean,
that's a great point.
And it was, I thought it was funny when he recommends that they get an airline endorsement. So they can get a private plane.
Yep.
And then Sue says, "I think we have enough endorsement deals." Because there were so many.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Oh my God.
He's like, look, take it from my friend Shaq. There's never too many. And I love that Keebler was on board right away when he shows the new outfit that looks like a NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Keebler was.
I have a list of all those that were on the all the patches.
That's fantastic. Good work.
On the new uniform?
Yeah. Who was on it, Al?
So it's Ray-Ban, Nokia, Keebler, Dell, Dos Equis, Dodge, Nationwide on your side. Coca-Cola, Crystal Geyser, and Nestle Crunch.
Oh, you missed Gillette.
I guess I did miss Gillette.
Oh,
that's the only one that I remember.
He's like, you know what I need before I go to fight crime? Cookies and beer.
Because I know the Gillette thing, because only 2 of the Fantastic Four can actually shave.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Was that a patch on the
it was on the back shoulders.
Okay.
It was like if it was a football uniform, it's where his name would have been.
He earned his Gillette patch.
So, all right, Reed's been studying, or at least looking into the cosmic anomalies that have shown up. Johnny convinces Reed to have a bachelor party. Meanwhile, back in Latveria, Victor Von Doom wakes up.
What's going on?
After the glowing streak flies over.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, so who we know will be the surfer, flies over Latveria, flies over his castle, and that's when he awakes from his being frozen.
Okay.
It's a big planet, and he just so happened to fly over the Latverian castle. It's like Maverick and Top Gun. Buzzing the tower.
Yeah. He takes some circuitous routes.
Yeah, he does.
In this movie. We got them in southeastern China, which I love that. That's just so general. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. It's a tiny little spot down there.
Like,
Then Greenland.
He's like Santa.
London.
He just hits everywhere.
With the giant sinkhole.
Yeah.
Is this a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The Silver Santa.
No.
Jack Frost 3. Rise of the Silver Surfer. Colon the Bloodening.
Colon back in action.
The Revenge of.
So we're at the bachelor party. It's like a fucking like Hollywood New Year's rockin' something. It's like the most bullshit 2000s like celebrity looking thing I've seen.
It made the Son of the Mask party look awesome.
Oh God, yeah. There while the boys are at the party, the army shows up at the Baxter building, led by General Haig. They want to see Reed. He's like,
Is that his name?
General Haig. I thought it was Haig, right? Hager. Whatever.
Hager.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. At the party.
Haig, Alexander.
Hager. All right. At the party, Hager. Again, it doesn't matter to me. At the party.
I wish they had just stayed with just taken a left turn and made it about a bachelor party.
The bachelor party too.
Like that movie Titanic.
Yeah. At the party, Reed's finally loosening up. He does a stretchy dance with a bunch of ladies. Sue arrives.
Well, first he got them all like enticed by he's explaining the Big Bang and does his stretchy finger thing.
Yep.
And that's when they all get a little wet.
Oh,
fingers.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and she's like, "Wow, you're really smart." He's like, "Thanks, Candy. That means a lot."
Yeah.
All of me stretches. Did you know that?
Did you know?
I mean, to be fair, that's probably something that has been explored extensively between him and Sue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's filling him with those invisible balloons. And he's just stretching every part of his body. Sorry, that got really freaky really fast.
Woo!
Yeah, he has to tie it to his leg, but it's not very thick.
Oh my God. His dance. Can we just talk about his dance? This is the second movie in a row that we've had dancing and musical moments in that have failed
so hard
to land in any way besides just bizarre.
Yeah. Well, what was hilarious was like the girl was like, "I love this song," and I was expecting there to be like some sort of semi-popular pop song, but it was literally just random techno music going, like just boom thump.
It should have been Sandstorm. This dancing, this set the tone for the rest of the movie in my mind, where I was like, at any moment, there's going to be fucking singing and dancing. It's Spider-Man 3 all over again.
Yeah. Any second now.
Yep.
Because he does like a whole routine with them and he's flipping them all around and like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. But at the same time, not fantastic.
No, not at all. Sue arrives just then. She's all like, "Oh, boys." Then the general doesn't.
She and the Joint Chiefs of Staff show up at this nightclub.
Well, at Holt's face, I'm just going to keep calling him Holt. He is impressed at Mr. Fantastic's prowess with the ladies.
That's what I mean. No, attitude-wise, he's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like
you've got to help me. Then he's like, "Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, he has this look on his face of like, not only does every part of his body expand, he's a fantastic dancer.
I like the cut of his gym.
So all right. The general doesn't like Reed because of their sordid past.
I'm sorry. Sue is a little ticked, and she says that something about doing Jello shots off of someone's body.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's not how they work, kids.
Well, you can You
can put
a
food or drink
Jell-O
on anyone's
Yeah.
body and eat it off of.
Yeah, generally when you do shots off someone, it's not a Jell-O variety shot.
No, you have to
do a biscuits
you
and
pour it in
gravy.
their belly button, and then you put the whole person in a fridge so that it can, get gelatinous.
And then that person stays in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, you guys have made Jell-O before, right?
Put them in a walk-in cooler, yeah.
Then you have to shake the Jell-O out of them.
Is this the point where we get Reed's speech to Captain Holt
About respecting them, or
about being on the football team?
no, that's
much
later on.
later.
Way later.
Yeah, once Holt has gone and turned against him completely.
So all right.
Yeah, we'll get there. All
right, so the general doesn't like Reed because Reed did something with his missiles. He's been tasked with bringing Reed on board to deal with the anomalies. They show them pictures of giant holes.
Yeah, this is again. It's like this is something that
there's a lot of pictures of giant holes on the internet, guys, which you don't want to go googling that. Sorry, Josh.
no problem at all. I lost it.
You were probably going to say something about the stakes.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. They just don't seem to be in a hurry to find answers for why these cataclysmic events are happening. Like they want to
read.
It's
Reed's trying to play it cool and just like, no, I got a wedding to deal with.
Right.
I think for the sake of his wife, but he goes and makes the machine anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess pacing wise, it's just like they have time to banter at the nightclub and then they go to another location to talk a little more about it.
It was kind of weird. Like, he's like, he told the general, no, I'm not going to do this. But then did he like call him 5 minutes later? He's like, no, I'm really going to do it. I was just trying to like, pretend for my wife.
My wife was in the room.
Which you don't want to start off your relationship that way, guys.
Look, and I understand that she's frustrated that he's just so myopic and preoccupied. But again, this might be a situation where it's like, go ahead, Reed, take some time to figure out why these 200-meter diameter holes
are appearing on
weird
yeah
blizzards in Cairo or Gaza, and
The holes will be there after our wedding, Reed.
In fact, we invited quite a few holes.
So all right. Johnny hits on sexy blonde soldier lady. Then meanwhile, Doom has his mask removed.
Are we supposed to believe this is the first time he's been turned down by a woman? Because that's how they made this whole thing feel.
That is how they played it off.
Yeah. Like he was unaccustomed.
Yeah. So Doom getting his mask removed, like the guy, he's like grinding it off, but then like right when he's finished, Doom zaps him.
Yeah.
It's just not much of an incentive program.
Right.
Not much at all. Who's going to be the next guy?
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm helping you out.
And I was training the intern. Yeah. So now you're screwed.
Everybody else left because of the smell.
I was really like, give me the mirror.
I'm the only one that has the security code to get into this building. What are you doing?
So that was a weird, unnecessary scene.
Every single scene with Dr. Doom was weird and unnecessary.
Well,
I agree.
Doom is famously autocratic and harsh, but he rewards good work and behavior. Like historically throughout the comics, he's very like people are loyal to him, and he's like, cool. As long as you're loyal to me, I'm not going to mess with you.
Well, I'm sorry.
He was a man of few words.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But this douchey corporate Dr. Doom, like bland fucking act like this. Come on. Right. Every time
they were trying.
Brian.
Yeah.
They were trying.
Oh, sorry. It sounds like there was a car explosion outside my apartment.
Oh, no.
It's not. Look at us.
Yeah. Oh, they were like trying to make him like a sex symbol.
Yeah.
Like they were like, we got the guy from Nip Tuck.
Yep.
Let's use him. Like, no, that's not what this character's supposed to be.
Well, and
we'll take his mask off. We'll remove his scars, and then we'll just put him in a dark green leather jacket.
Yeah. Well, and
Give you a hint of doom.
it's like you were talking about Venom last week. Like, it's just his voice coming out of the Doctor Doom mask, so it's so weird.
So jarring. Yeah, I'll mention that last time. It's a good point. It's like, yeah, Eric Foreman's voice, Venom's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed a great line. I'm gonna throw it out this time. The voice of Venom was just Topher Grace, and I wanted it to be Topher Mayhem.
Not as graceful.
All right. So in New York, Reed
That
begins.
was forced. Sorry.
That's all right.
No, good.
Reed begins
Thought about one
building
in
the
the shower
sensor.
after the show.
Like, Topher. Reed begins building the sensor for the general, despite what he promised Sue. Then the wedding day arrives. It's a media circus. Stan Lee is himself, which I didn't realize was a reference to that particular issue. So that's cool.
This is the
I
only
just found
Stan
that
Lee playing Stan Lee cameo we get, right?
That
Everything
Yeah,
else
'cause
is like some character.
or unnamed, or yeah.
Well, in the last Fantastic Four, he played, what's his name, that mailman. But you're right. Usually he's just random man.
Yeah.
And the date that Johnny brings, the reporter asks her, what's it like, to do it with the fire guy. She says fireproof lingerie. You think that was made
Military
after
grade.
Johnny Storm, or it's military grade lingerie? Yeah. Okay. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess
Lots
it's
of
all
ammo.
neoprene or Teflon.
Yeah.
And Alicia is giving Sue a pep talk. And then Ben or somebody comes in the room, and Alicia says something, and then she turns to leave. She's like, "I'll see you upstairs."
Yeah, they played the blind jokes really hard.
I think that was laziness. I think they forgot that she was.
Yeah, because there were a number of other times where they're talking about sight, and she just keeps making blind jokes. I don't know. That made me kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah. So Sue doesn't like all the attention they get as the Fantastic Four. Reed's just finishing up his sensor and putting it online.
She just wants attention for their wedding,
Yeah.
I guess, for being famous people getting married.
Back at the scene with Alicia and Sue, I laughed at that she gets a zit on her forehead and vanishes it.
Mm.
But the line that she says is, "Now all I have to do is concentrate on that area continuously for the next 8 hours."
I think Jessica Alba was more charming in this one.
Yeah. I still, though, obsessed with her appearance.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
She won a Kids' Choice Award for this movie.
Aw. Well, that's wholesome. I like that.
Well, of course. Kids enjoyed it. That's really all that matters.
If you're telling me there's a big difference between the Academy Awards and the Kids' Choice Awards, I would say, fuck you. There's no difference. Maybe less slime.
Stay tuned for our Harmless Entertainment Kids' Choice Awards special coming to our Patreon feed.
Just a bunch of millionaires glad handing each other.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
So
I never should have given all those kids that money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too much power.
Yeah.
So Reed forgets to turn his notifications off. The wedding begins.
Yeah. He got a text from Cosmic Radiation. I think that's even what it said.
There's like,
obviously X.
Friend request from who?
Galactus.
Do we have friends in common? Okay. So
you might know Norin.
So, yeah, the wedding begins, but as the ceremony is taking place, Reed gets a notification that the sensor is picking up an anomaly. There's a blackout all over Manhattan. A helicopter crashes into the wedding. The four save the people. They see the meteor go past.
I kind of liked the action in this scene, so I'd interrupt you, but, Sue dramatically holding and then the way the tail, whatever that's called, spin, just grinds itself against Ben.
Yeah.
That was a fun action scene.
The setup of this bit was really weird. The helicopter floating up and just saying, like, happy wedding during their vows so that it can crash seconds later.
Well, and and I don't know, watching it on a big screen, on a 4K screen, I was like, wow, that is a very CG looking helicopter in the very first shot that it came up on.
This is what led me, this action piece made me think that this was shot in reshoots, because you don't see all of them together. You see them holding like a prop.
Oh yeah,
Or doing this individually. You see them in frame, but we don't see them like an action piece like you would see, where it's like all four of them like, oh, I got the helicopter, you do this thing.
Right.
Do it all
to back
separately. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So all right, the Johnny chases after the silver meteor. Johnny. He catches up and finds it.
Ruining his tux.
Yes, ruining his tux.
This is okay.
Okay. Obviously, you had the suit on underneath. And your boots, too. Did you put, like...
shoes on? Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
Fancy shoes over your fantastic boots?
Hey, wait a minute.
It's like, hey, man, just take off the tux and then fly away.
She's wearing the Fantastic Four for her pleasure suit, though. It's very thin.
It's military grade lingerie.
On the feet, but
not until these movies did I realize how much clothing is collateral damage in the Fantastic Four stories.
Yeah,
both Storms could lose their clothes at any minute, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
Never thought about that as much.
Well, yeah, and not to, really, the Thing doesn't wear clothes, but like even Mr. Fantastic, if he's wearing anything that's not stretchy, it's gone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But now he manages to stretch in his dress pants. What else do we see him stretch in? There's a couple of other articles.
Yeah, he does some.
He's his own tailor. He made all that stuff out of
his own stretchy stuff. Yeah,
military grade latex.
But the only clothes they have were their uniform. I guess they started making the uniforms, but in the first one they said that their uniforms got hit by the same rays, so that's how they can make do with their powers.
Yeah, that's how they did the comic.
But then
that was the explanation.
But then he made the machine that could make the rays, so I imagine he can just put any clothes in there. You buy clothing, put it in that machine, put it in that machine, and then it'll stretch.
More thought than they did. You got a great point, though. That once you have the machine to make the rays, I'd get in there with my dog, and I'd have like a flying, flaming dog,
and a bunch of Ed Hardy T-shirts that have the power cosmic. And
the Human Torch did not wear enough Ed Hardy. That's for sure.
He was denied a bank loan.
Okay, so Johnny catches up with the Silver Surfer. Surfer grabs him, takes him into space, and drops him. Johnny plummets to the ground, barely surviving. Meanwhile, in space, the Surfer summons an unseen being. Back at the Baxter building, it's revealed that the Surfer destroyed the sensor, and the General wants Richards to find another way to track it. Sue and Reed get in a fight because she wants a normal life. You should have thought of that before you were a superhero. I don't know. Johnny's having trouble with his powers. He and Sue accidentally exchange powers when they touch, and we get another PG level naked Jessica Alba. I'm not even sure why this is even in here. Because it's not like...
Her suit should be on still.
Yeah. Exactly.
She would be wearing it underneath everything.
Right, or is each person's suit specific to their power? That seems impractical.
Well, and if not, then her suit just burned up and she doesn't have a suit anymore. But I guess she could put a new suit in the machine.
And he's also naked.
She just wasn't wearing her suit at the time?
Maybe. Wouldn't she always want to be wearing her suit?
I don't know. Wasn't she wearing like some sort of V-neck thing to show her cleavage?
That was blue
and you
color.
didn't see the
studio demanded that she not be wearing her uniform.
But again, I'm not even sure what the point. Like it's like, okay, so we're going to all the trouble to make sure Jessica Alba has to get naked in this movie, and then they don't show anything but like her head and one shoulder because it's PG-13. Like, what is even the point?
I wonder how much deliberation and like debate between her team and the production itself have around like how much skin they're going to show and how much she makes per. God, it's so fucking dehumanizing to think about it that
it's
way.
Fucking.
But that may be a victory for her in the sense of like, no, I'm not going to like terminate her out of a bubble butt naked, but you're going to get a shoulder and like the top of my head, and you can imply nudity.
Yeah,
right. Like it's a movie from the 50s.
It's just super insulting that she even had to get naked in this movie. Like, what the fuck?
I spent a little too much time analyzing her flaming boobs.
Oh,
couldn't have taken that long.
He's on cosmic radiation.
It's my fetish.
Like cosmic radiation.
They switch their powers back. Reed discovers that it was the encounter with the surfer that caused it. Any one of them he touches will switch powers. They do a whole bit with him and Ben.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was all fine. I don't know.
I have questions
got to
about,
show his face again.
Yeah, and Chickless, who we were introduced to in the first one as the pilot, immediately has the ability to fly and does not use it.
That's a good point.
Huh.
It would have been the first thing I would have done. I've been like, oh shit, I can fly now. Fuck you, you're stuck on the ground, rock boy. And fly away. He's an astronaut pilot. Like,
yeah, he should have done that. That would have been fun, but maybe expensive. But he did like throw the fireball at Johnny's head.
Yeah,
he's like, nah, I see why you like this.
I would have much preferred, because we would have gotten that, revisiting that moment when they're all arguing over the fucking car, the Dodge. Yeah, we'll get there. But they argue about who's the better pilot. It would have been fun to be like, you saw me fly with your powers. Like, don't give me that shit. They missed a real opportunity to show that he does something besides being a literal bonehead, you know,
right?
Made of rock. I don't know. I was bummed out about that. Still.
Yeah. Sue and Reed get.
I didn't think of it, but yeah, it would have been cool to have Chickless just like bounce and like jump out.
Or through a couple floors.
Yeah, and then just come back later being like, whoa, yeah, shit, it's hot, you know, or something.
The commish.
Hot like the commish. Sue and Reed get in another fight. They have no peripheral vision, so luckily they don't see that Johnny overheard them. He walked right into the room and then turned around and walked out.
As they discuss leaving the team.
Yeah, as they're discussing leaving the team and leading a normal life after the Silver Surfer issue is taken care of. In the Arctic, I guess, Doom finds the Surfer. He wants to...
I'm sorry, real quick. There was a line somewhere in this where Reed says, after we're married, everything will be normal.
Yeah.
Like what?
Nothing. All we have to do is get married and everything will be fine. Nothing weird will ever happen again.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Especially not like maybe the destruction of Earth. I don't know. That's happening in a few days.
Yeah, after the wedding and that. Everything will be normal.
But yeah, that's not how it works.
No, it's not.
Like, yeah. Second only to having a baby to fix your relationship.
Oh, Jesus Christ. In the Arctic, Doom finds the Surfer. Doom wants to team up, but when the Surfer refuses, he tries to electrify him. Then the Surfer blasts him with some sort of energy thing, which makes Doom not all scarred up anymore.
Right.
That was a dick move, Doom. He like shocked him in the back.
Yeah.
I assumed he was being a scientist. He was experimenting. That was his experimentation with the video and all that stuff later that we see. He was like, oh, test the limits of this guy.
But you notice in the video, he edited that part out. Like, it just showed the Surfer hitting him. Like,
it's just the Surfer attack.
Yeah.
He's all just Latveria.
Yeah. So then Johnny tells Ben what he overheard about Reed and Sue leaving the team. Then Reed tells them that he's discovered that every planet the Surfer visits gets destroyed 8 days later. Is that 8 days by that planet's orbit around its star? Or 8 days?
Or 8 Earth days?
8 Earth
I think
days?
he had a conversion chart, set aside, and he's just like, your day is
8 days from when Reed realizes it?
Or, 8 days from when the Surfer arrived, 8 days from this point, 8 days from 8 a.m., the first morning in which Santa comes, or like...
When he schedules the destruction?
I had a question here. How did Reed manage to get real-time cameras on distant planets when they're still flying commercial?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes. Good point. So, all right. He figures out a way to anticipate the spot of the next crater. This one's going to be in London.
Hope I can get tickets.
Yeah, right. So they, the United States Army invades London.
Because nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's Cinco de Mayo.
They called ahead and said, hey, we're coming. Like,
Cinco de Mayo.
That's not my joke. I didn't.
Oh, well, you get the credit here. You get my point.
Thank you. I'd love to say it was. But yeah, everybody's super cash. I don't know.
Yeah, super cash about this entire thing.
Well, now that we have lived through a somewhat post-apocalyptic scenario, it's not unlike reality. Like, alien cloud is going to eat the planet in 8 days. All I have to do is wear a mask? No, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
That may as
Lick
well
my
happen.
hands and touch everything.
Be like, sure, I could stop it, but I'd rather go to Thanksgiving.
Right, or the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, I need to go and sit at the bar.
It's very important that TGI Fridays gets business.
It's crucial that
Can't stop me from getting my bloomin' onion. That's not a
cannot.
thing.
Yeah, 3 times a week I need to go be around other morons.
That's just how it is. That's how we started this podcast.
True. And now we're doing it remotely.
That's true. Yeah.
In the helicopter ride, the team bickers because Johnny reveals the big secret about Reed and Sue leaving. Then a crater forms in the middle of the river Thames, and the surfers... Tim's, whatever, Al. Then this Tim's, General Haig, and the surfers present. I don't get paid to pronounce things.
You're just hobbling together. All right.
The surfer's presence causes the Ferris wheel, the big London one, to fall off its fulcrum. The team manages to save the Ferris wheel, despite Johnny playing by his own rules. The power... And they do some power switching stuff. They don't capture the surfer, who gets away. The general's angry, and he's like, I'm tired of you playing by your own rules.
Right. He's like, it's time to flip.
Yeah.
Some science. So the Thames is drained of all its water.
Yes, very quickly.
Because there's this sinkhole. 2 questions. Where's the water that should be coming from upstream?
Yes, it's not flowing
Also
into
drained.
the hole.
Yeah,
Maybe there were more
dammed
holes.
up.
2, where are all the flapping dying fish?
They're in the hole.
Yeah, they were over on CGI budgeting.
They're wrapped in newspaper with French fries.
The answer to all of your questions, Al, are it's in the hole.
It's in the hole.
It's just
It's
a
in the
regular.
hole.
It's in the hole. It's just a regular science pit. That's a quote of ours from last.
Listeners, which listeners, it is now Whole Week on the Harmless Entertainment Network. Corn Week finally ended. It's Whole Week.
No, it's whole week.
We got
You can cornhole if you want. We're
Is
not
it,
going to
yeah.
say that.
Is it in the
Yeah,
hole?
Courtney
The
Love
answer
on
is
board.
yes.
Sorry, Al.
I said we got Courtney Love on board.
Yep.
All right. So the general brings in Victor Von Doom to help them. And they're like, hey, remember when this guy was evil? And the general's like, no, that was just between the 5 of you.
That's your personal thing.
My cell phone goes Reed Richards.
My
Dr.
book is
Doom.
fine.
He's
Yeah.
fine.
Uh,
At one point around here, Johnny and Ben are having the conversation. Maybe it's about splitting up, but Johnny says, do you think that Reed is right about this end of the world stuff? And Ben's like, he's always been right about this kind of thing before. It's the end of the world?
yeah, like when did they have an end of the world thing prior?
Because he seems like he has not dealt with that before.
No.
Well, the way that line was shot, it looked like he was doubting everything about what he was saying because he's like, Yeah, he was right about everything. Look at me. I'm a big orange rock. Fuck.
So
Does anybody think? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's when they're blowing off steam at the bar, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah.
Which I have questions. So he has a giant, it's not a pint glass because it's much bigger, but a giant pint glass shaped glass the thing does. Does the bar have those giant glasses just in case he stops by, or does he bring his own?
He
It's a
brought
great
his own,
question.
definitely. Except he didn't bring his own to the bachelor party.
No.
Nope.
Because he specifically requested a
Pitcher.
pitcher with the biggest handle possible.
Bar pitchers don't come with larger handles. There's just a pitcher. It's just a pitcher.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
The handle is pretty standard.
Every bar has one size pitcher.
Yes.
I'm surprised they didn't give him like a
Or
bucket.
two.
to
I don't
drink out
know.
of.
They're half.
But you're right. It's not the handle that
Gets bigger.
is
No.
enlarged.
The handle stayed the size for humans to hold. They don't make the handle bigger as the pitcher gets bigger.
So he walks in with a trumpet
He just
case.
he just needs to drink the pitcher with two hands like Donald Trump.
His thing fingers.
Eats his pizza with a fucking fork and knife.
Fucking psychopath. So
Christ.
they all reluctantly agree to work with Victor because he says he has some valuable surfing information. He's got some shots of some boarding.
I watched Endless Summer, you guys. I learned a lot.
The Hodads.
Let's discuss Point Break.
Oh my God, you wanna?
Yeah.
Anything but this.
I realized last night watching Endgame that early on, Tony refers to Thor as Point Break.
Yeah.
And then later refers to him as Lebowski. And those are hands down two of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah. No, I can't wait for the year that Point Break came out to come up because it needs to get nominated for a monthly movie.
It will.
Patrick Swayze throws a dog at somebody. We need to talk about that.
All right, so they discover that the surfer's powers come from his board. Johnny and Ben do the drinking and the ruminating.
And then from this point on, the word "the board" is said so many times that you start to think of it as a board of people.
Like the board of chairmen.
Yeah, as soon as the board,
Sandra Bullock and John Grisham's The Board.
the board. Exactly. What about the board? Where's the board? The board thing.
Or possibly Ashley Judd and John Grisham's The Board.
The board. The Pelican board.
The Penguin board. Roger Ebert gives it 2 thumbs up.
I have to give it 3.
He's like, for penguins, there's an extra thumb. So all right, so Victor acts all shady while they're trying to figure out how to do a tachyon pulse. Johnny tries to flirt some more with blonde army lady. Then they figure out the tachyon pulse thing. Yeah. Al?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to mention the tachyon.
Yes.
I only know this from Star Trek.
Yes, I've heard
Exactly. So a tachyon is a hypothetical particle that travels faster than the speed of light.
Oh.
Such particles, I said hypothetical.
Yeah.
I see.
Such particles are inconsistent with the known laws of physics, and no experimental evidence for their existence has been found. As such,
fun.
they are perfect for sci-fi situations like Star Trek and Silver Surfers.
Yeah,
Because you can just do anything with them. Just like, oh, we need a solution. Oh, tachyons. Oh,
Tachyon beam.
Yeah, let's do something with tachyons.
Like, do you think he's saying cosmic radiation too much?
Throw in a tachyon.
Throw in some tachyons.
We're a few years away from quantum and nano being the replacement for tachyon.
The go-tos, 100%. Yeah.
Tack on the tachyons.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma City Tachyons.
Yeah, I'm
Best
curious
hockey
to see
team.
Bear
we
down
hear that.
tachyons.
Do we hear tachyon in the MCU at any point? I don't think that's a device that they use.
No, it's all nano and quantum, really.
Yeah.
We'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, it's not too far away, guys. It's not too far away. So, all right, they head out into the woods to catch a predator and a surfer, and
To catch a predator.
The Black Forest in Germany.
Yeah,
Yep.
Specifically.
Sure. Why not?
Those specific woods.
That's where
And
they are. Why not?
I wanted to become the Revenant with the Thing and that bear.
Yeah.
So many times where they could have just taken Ben or
So,
Ben and Johnny and
this
done a
is-
much more fun movie.
This is insane if you think about it.
The whole thing.
Because there was a point where they're like, okay, so we need an entire day of shooting where it's Michael Chiklis in a Thing outfit with a bear and no one else.
And a bear. Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
this easily added $2 or $3 million to their budget, having this bear bit in there.
This is
Yeah.
the point at which General Hager and Reed flex their nuts at each other about being
Yeah.
a quarterback
Yeah.
and or not being the nerd that is now
Hager hates him all of a sudden.
advising the quarterback.
Yeah.
He was his biggest fan at his bachelor party.
Well, he needed his help. Yeah, it's like Hager and Von Doom went out for beers, and just Victor spent the whole night bagging on this dude.
Like, dude, he stole my wife. How could you like that guy?
He's all stretchy like an asshole.
The night I asked her to marry me, he swept her away.
Hager posts on Indian Facebook friendship with Reed over new best friend Von Doom.
Did you know that I used to be disfigured because of him? Now look at me.
Look at me now. I love that when they're talking about the plan, he's like, like a fish in a net.
Yeah.
Give him a lollipop. He fucking nailed it.
All right. So yeah, they start setting up the tachyon thing. Then the surfer arrives before they're done. The surfer and Sue have a little, they have a connection. There's a little something between them.
She's all, Moondoggy.
He tells Sue that he's not the destroyer. Then the army tries to shoot him. He protects Sue from the missiles.
Okay, I'm sorry. When he got, the board taken away and he loses his sheen, there should have been a pair of board shorts on him. Some Billabong.
I've heard the rumor that they're looking for Keanu Reeves to play the surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie.
He would be perfect. He would.
Yeah.
I am 100% there for it.
Yeah.
Shave his head like it's the Matrix.
Yeah. I mean, he knows how to surf, which is the number one thing I look for in a Silver Surfer.
He's been floated since back when this movie was being made. I remember people talking about him being the Silver Surfer, just because he's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he'd be great. He'd be great in it.
Johnny Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, the army's not too fussed about who they kill with those missiles, but
Whoa. Galactus is coming.
Oh, everybody.
All right. So he disconnects from his board. They capture him. The military takes him to Siberia. The American military has a base in Siberia.
Did they say it was Siberia?
Yes, there was a
Did I miss
title.
that? Yeah.
There was a written
Okay.
title that said Siberia.
Huh. All right.
All right. Yeah. So
You're right. They had like an underground or in mountain
in
bunker.
Siberia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Russians are
I mean-
totally cool with that secret American
remember-
base in Siberia.
2007, the U.S. and Russia were all fine, right?
Well, I
Not
mean,
fine.
not like they are now, but they weren't like chill.
Yeah.
They were not allowing us to make installations.
Yeah, they were not allowing us to have military installations in
No
Siberia.
matter how many
Yeah.
blue jeans they made for it.
Putin
The
came
US
to
Army
power
was-
in 06, I think. So, yeah, relations were kind of at a high, I think, right? Was it 06 or 09? I forget.
I
Not
can't
sure.
remember.
Oh, it was earlier. Even.
Yeah.
No, I
the
thought
U.S.
it was.
Army was just borrowing this Siberian base.
Oh, I see. They were leasing it like the Baxter building.
Yeah, part of an international cooperative agreement. Yeah.
It's like an Airbnb for military. It's
It was
You
on,
guys get it one weekend, we get it another. We're going to do human testing. We're going to do robots.
it was on an app. It says here that our base will be delivered by Vlad. Contactless, please. So, all right. The general has the surfer tortured just cause.
and some of the best insurance rates out there.
Yeah.
Well, and they didn't even try to like have a discussion with him.
No.
Nope.
They went straight to torture.
Yeah, and Sue's just like, "Hey, do you have a human name? Do you have a name?" Bam,
Right.
got through to the guy immediately.
Yes.
Immediately. Well, and they introduced this character who's supposed to be like a psycho interrogationist or torturer or whatever. Like
Mr.
it's
Sherman.
Yeah, he was like white toast. It was like what? Like if you're going to introduce a character, it should be a fixer type character like Winston Wolfe from Pulp Fiction and shit like that. Like somewhat badass. This guy,
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No.
it's like he's going to do all your HR paperwork.
He was cast by the same person that decided to make Mr. Blank White face fuck Victor Von Doom.
Honestly, both times I watched it, the first shot they showed of Mr. Sherman, I thought it was Kevin Spacey.
yeah.
Kevin-
Same.
Kevin Spacey actually probably would have been great as a psychotic torturer.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
would have had like
probably.
a Steve Buscemi character in that because that's an easy thing to play for laughs. Is have your crazy torturer be funny and weird.
He
and
wasn't
quirky.
funny looking enough
No.
to be funny.
He was.
And he didn't have enough time to have a personality that you.
It's like somebody told them that everyone needs to be the most boring white person you've ever seen in your life in this movie.
That's what I was saying. So pasty white compared to this other guys were.
So, all right. So, Sue sneaks out.
Yeah, they're looking at the closed circuit cameras. It's just like, wait a minute, there's only 3 of them now. What? How could that?
It's almost like the other one's invisible.
What?
She's in there. She's just invisible.
She's under the table.
So yeah, she talks to him. He tells her that he serves Galactus, the devourer of worlds. He finds planets for it to eat, and to protect his own planet, he's
On his tummy TV.
yeah. Yes, he's a Teletubby. He's a Teletubby.
She asks him why he talks to her, and he said that you remind me of my wife.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
would any woman have suited in this situation? Like, hey,
Any woman.
talk to you instead of torturing you. He's like, oh, for some reason you remind me of my wife.
Perhaps
The way you're always bitching about that wedding.
yeah. The way you have a vagina reminds me of my wife.
It was so like, what a way to like, not to dehumanize her completely, because it's because she's got like some sort of human connection with him, some affectionate, like whatever. But it just turned her into, like, oh, you are a female specimen of your race. You remind me of my partner.
I would like to point out how spectacularly this movie fails the Bechdel test.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just another instance.
No,
of that.
her
Like,
her and what's her face talk, but they only talk about men,
yeah.
the love interest men. So all right.
But yeah, they have to add that. They have to add like so they always have to have a crush on Sue to add that element of like grrr.
Well, there's that, and the
Reed
woman.
Richards.
The woman always she has to do like the emotional heavy lifting of connecting to him, and like
Right. Great way to put it.
yeah. So all right. So So he's all like, "Hey, I'm cool now," and reveals that the board is the beacon that calls Galactus. Victor, meanwhile, betrays the general.
Lord. We can't have a vote until Galactus is here.
Doom double cross.
Yep, Doom double crosses the general and like turns him into stone, and he explodes or something.
It was me all along.
Yeah, they were like half invested in making him scary.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. No.
but again, this like boring ass white dude with his voice that's like this. I will get you, Reed Richards. Like,
I'll have a spin.
And he's been carrying around his mask in like a briefcase the whole time.
apparently, yeah.
Remember, it was given to him by the people of Latvia.
Yeah. That's right.
In service of my kingdom, I will.
I will wear this freaky iron mask that was like my prison for a couple years.
Right.
When I go,
Like, hey, look,
when I go surfing.
we really dig you. We like hanging out with you. Just wear this mask.
He's also got a full body of armor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
he's a technophobe or something.
all of a sudden he's freaking
Technopath.
Master Shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit, though, that this was a bona fide frag of a person when Doom fragged General Hager.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like that was a frag.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He fragmented that person.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, he was still like he was like the Terminator 1000, like when he got like half of his head blown off, like just frozen.
Yeah.
And Doom was just like, "Oh, that was neat."
I can do that now.
Yeah. All right.
Well, he's always finding powers. He's always finding that he has powers.
Yes, discovering them over and over.
But this power came from the board specifically.
Yes. The board.
Like,
That's all power does.
Okay, so Victor flees with the board, the four escape, and take the surfer. Reed calls his hovercraft thingy he made. They take the surfer.
Sponsored by Dodge.
Yeah, sponsored by Dodge.
Hemi.
The Dodge hovercraft.
Dodge Hemi glider.
It's got a Hemi in it, of course. Like, Jesus Christ. The Hemi, I think, if I remember correctly, is an intake. It is an air intake on an engine. It's not even a whole engine, but they were outfitting them with that. And the marketing for it was like, it's got a Hemi. The fucking air intake?
Yeah, it's like, who fucking cares?
Their hover car was from the comics, famously.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, and it's like, what was that platform for? So there's a platform with a bunch of stairs, and then it's like a landing or docking platform over a cliff of ice.
Yeah. If,
What ships normally pull up to that?
all right. All right.
Tall ones. Tall
ones that can defy cliffs.
So they chase Victor. They find him. They do a whole chase battle through the air across China. They end up in a large Chinese city. It's Beijing or something.
I don't know. Was this the era when we just needed to find an excuse to blow up the Great Wall of China?
I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, you know what this was. This was.
Superman 4.
Yeah. This was the era when China first started showing a lot of Western movies. And if they put a scene based in China, it did better at the Chinese box office, is what this is.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, how times have changed. Now it's about how we depict Chinese culture and media. It's an interesting shift from this era to the present.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hollywood kowtowing to a fascist regime right now. But anyways, all right. So they crash in this big old city. The big old Chinese
city.
Yes, a Chinese city. Victor tries.
Exactly. Random Asian set.
Yeah, 100%. Victor tries to kill the surfer with like a spear, and Sue puts herself in front of it and gets impaled.
All right, so based on the angle of the spear and the distance she's standing from the Silver Surfer, that spear probably would have landed between his feet. So she took one for nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe he moved.
Oh, yeah, he's just like, oh, step back. I don't know.
Well, he didn't react, and it was funny because he instinctively protected her from the missile earlier, and then he's seriously having a space out moment where he's watching this whole javelin thing.
Well, I mean, he's kind of spacey, like all this because he doesn't have the board, so he's disconnected from his power source.
This is a good time to point out that in the comics, the board was not the source of his power.
Right.
Yeah. It's
he
just
could
the power cosmic, right?
Right. It was just the power cosmic. He could fly without his board. It was just the board helped with like aerodynamics. It helped him fly a little faster, but
give him a little oomph.
Yeah. the board was not the source of his power. I think he was the source of power for the board.
Right.
I vaguely remember him being able to like carry the board, not under his arm, but like he could put it
Just
inside
pictures
his
of him
body.
like standing and holding it like you would like a surfing photo.
He did do that. I do remember that. He in the comics he like put the board inside himself.
Yeah, he would like put it away,
Yeah.
and it was just an extension of himself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because how stupid is it to have your weakness be stepping off of something?
Yes.
Or being pushed off of something.
To no longer be
crap.
touching an object. Yes.
I left my surfboard on the bus.
Wait, shit.
All right. So then Galactic arrives at this point and starts eating Earth. They get the idea for Johnny to touch everybody at once and take on all their powers simultaneously.
Okay, so that's a reference to the comics as well. There was a whole different character called the Super Skrull.
Yeah.
That had all their power and even looked the way Johnny looked, like the rock arms on fire, stretching. Yeah.
The Super Skrull was kind of split in four. Had the four aspects on each. He had one aspect on each of his limbs.
Okay.
But yeah, totally.
So, all right. So
I always remembered that.
Johnny beats up Doom, and Michael Chiklis goes to the top of a crane way faster than he should have been able to, given the amount of cardio he does not get, clearly.
Look at him. He's like a squirrel.
And yeah, so they defeat Doom. It's too late, though. Sue's dead. Galactus is here. And the Surfer gets back on his board, uses his powers to bring Sue back to life, flies up into the middle of Galactus, and causes himself to explode, thus destroying Galactus.
Who he was an indentured servant to, but apparently could have done this at any time.
That was what I was saying. If you could have just exploded yourself, why would you not have done that instead of causing Galactus to kill other countless billions of beings?
And you saving your wife and your people, but having to be his slave. Well, servant, yeah. Al?
I don't remember what I was. Sorry.
That's all right.
Being able to just kill Galactus, like at any point
he could just kill
to.
Galactus. So he just should have. I mean, sure, you have to sacrifice yourself, but I think it's way worth it. And I think someone who clearly was as moral of a being as the Silver Surfer would have done that years ago.
Well, and the way they finished Doom, it's just like, we're just going to punch Doom a few times. There was no
throw him in the water
use of all the, like the first one, there was a creative end to him.
Right.
This was just like, you hit him hard enough and he's done. Like, what?
I thought he was going to have a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
This just my interpretation of this movie was they were going to make the Galactus movie be the third part, save all the budget for a big, scary, big bad guy at the end and have this end like Empire Strikes Back with Doom winning and having the Silver Surfer survive as part of their team or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
have Doom become the Herald or some crap like that in the third
maybe
one.
Introduce the Submariner.
Yeah. It feels like they were trying to get this up off the ground as a universe, and it just at some point the network pulled the plug. I forget
which is surprising because even in 2007, 150 million is kind of thrifty.
Yeah. Well,
there had already been the prequels. And,
Spidey 3 cost $350 million.
Right.
And
This had a bear in it.
A bear. Yeah. All right, sure. Spider-Man
That's $1 million right there.
Spider-Man cost $350 million, but we've got a bear.
Yeah, bear dollars. That's a lot of money.
It is. And this bear is
pots.
That's picnic baskets.
He did call him Boo Boo.
That's right. First he called
him.
Go ahead, Al.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I said first he called him Yogi.
No. Yes.
And then he called him Boo Boo after he scared him away.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the Earth is saved. Johnny doesn't take in others' powers anymore. Reed and Sue decide to stay in the Fantastic Four. Then we get the marriage scene. They finally get married. Hot soldier lady's dating Johnny now. Their wedding gets cut short by another disaster. Apparently, this if they have their wedding in China, no one will know they're getting married.
Right. How many people did they have to fly out to China for the semi-private wedding?
It looked like, there was a good
Alicia.
dozen. Yeah.
Definitely Alicia.
There was a good dozen guests in attendance there.
There were. How many friends in China did they have to make?
Yeah.
Is the question.
And did they have to fly commercial?
Yeah.
No, they just took their car.
Well, they told Alicia she was sitting in first class.
Oh man.
What? I didn't make her blind. And she's not. She's not. She's a fictional character.
No, she's not.
She's a faker.
And that actress can actually see, so everyone's okay. There's an extended
Thank God.
There's an extended bouquet throwing scene.
I got canceled in like 2002, so I'm not worried. I'll say whatever.
There's an extended bouquet throwing scene. Then they all fly off to the next adventure.
Which was what? What did Reed get on his Nintendo?
On his DS?
Venice.
Yes, yeah.
Venice was sinking into the Adriatic?
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Venice.
it has been for centuries.
Yeah.
Slowly.
But they just found out.
Now accelerating.
Do you want to talk about our domino building effect? Venice?
Yes, we have a history with Venice.
We do.
And the way buildings explode there.
And fall over.
However, in space, the surfer and the board still exist. Roll credits.
We see the surfer's eye open.
Oh, I didn't. I must have not been looking at the screen when that happened.
It was real quick. But yeah, he's still alive.
So he's out there somewhere.
Right.
And the board responds to him. So yeah, I think they were trying to tease a Silver Surfer movie or a third installment of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
With the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Something.
They could have done both. They realistically
You're
could have
right.
done both. It would have been great.
Yeah.
They could have. This movie made its money back and some.
And some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it did okay.
100 extra million. He could pop up. There's more Doctor Strange products coming, movie and such.
Yeah.
He could pop up again.
I think that we're headed in that direction.
Where-
Galactus is going to happen. It's the only thing bigger than Thanos.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Galactus 100% is coming at some point here. I have a few unanswered questions. Is Doom dead? They threw him off screen and we never saw him again.
Yeah,
They-
he
on a
went
lake.
into the bay
Yeah, the band.
and sank, and we don't know. But if we remember our comics history, Doom's suit is he is capable of existing underwater, of breathing
thank
underwater.
God the people of Latveria thought ahead to put that into.
to make that into the mask that they gave him.
Yes.
Doom's not dead.
No.
No. Doom.
Do you think they willingly gave him the mask? Or do you think he was like, I demand the people of Latveria make me a mask?
Like calling your own Christmas present? Yeah.
They're like, what do you
kill
want?
a puppy.
What do you want for Christmas, Doom? A mask, a metal mask.
Yeah. What do you get the man who hates everything?
Make me a mask that allows me to breathe underwater and in space.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's all.
That's
I
our
think
main industry here.
Yet another year. Disappointed.
Yeah.
That and grain.
What the fuck made Johnny think he could take on everybody's powers at once? What made him think he wasn't just going to give his fire to everybody, or that they would all just switch around? Like,
yeah, he was gambling.
Yeah, it was a gamble. Totally.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. That's all.
Got it worked.
Yeah. Good thing.
Within 90 minutes.
This movie could have ended really badly. If all three of them just caught on fire.
We can do.
And then Galactus eats Earth. The end.
We can say that about any movie. The hypothetical. Like if they didn't kill that shark and that shark got on the boat,
They'd all
And then
have
turned
been-
into a tornado.
He'd still be driving that boat around New England.
All right, well, this ties in. I'm sorry.
Well,
This ties
driving a
into
boat
the-
around New England like SpongeBob style.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'd get a big enough boat that he could, sit in the captain's chair and
The shark's like, I need a bigger boat.
trawling the Atlantic.
So I'm leasing this one for now.
What does a shark name its first boat?
I don't
Oh, best of chums.
I don't know. Any last thoughts on this, guys?
Glad it's over. How many more years until another fantastic movie?
We got a while.
I did run across a note in the Amazon, whatever they call it,
X-ray?
X-ray, that Stan Lee cited Chickless as Ben Grimm being his favorite Marvel character portrayal.
Interesting.
So
Doesn't really watch the movie.
Is this pre-MCU that he said this, or is this?
no idea.
Mm.
I mean, at this point, he might have been the best one.
Well, yeah, in 2007,
Most
it's
accurate.
possible.
At that time, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well-
but no, he changed it because I've heard him talk at length about Tony Stark and how
Okay.
great,
Well, and
great he turned out.
Spider-Man looking just like him and all that stuff, too.
Mm.
He made Spider-Man off of himself. I'm curious if it's because Chickless has no shame saying it's clobberin' time or all the other weird, 60s era catchphrases.
Yeah, and quipping ain't easy, but he does pull it off.
Yeah.
Dude, despite all the fun we make at his expense, he was a really good thing.
Oh,
I thought.
yeah.
I mean,
like a Chickless.
Yeah.
the rubber suit, it was fine. It looked real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
It was
A
fine.
little shiny, but
The thing was fine. The thing was not
the
the
weirdest
problem
one-
with this movie.
Reed has always been the weirdest one to me.
He's hard
I
to
don't know.
nail down.
He is.
Yeah,
And
as a character.
this dude they got to play him has the same problem Von Doom has. He's just super fucking boring.
Flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be great on a television series. They suck as movie actors.
Yeah.
Victor Von Doom, PI.
with his sidekick Reed
Sharing a
Richards.
mansion with Reed Richards that doesn't belong to either of them.
You're like, oh
Special Latveria unit.
mon cher. They moved to New Orleans and started a private detective agency.
I just watched that one.
Look, Big Daddy, it's regular daddy. All right. You guys ready to rank this thing?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
All right. I've been looking up and down the list and I keep coming back to where we put Spider-Man 3, that area.
Mhm.
So we've-
I'm still trying to I'm still pulling up the list, but like my initial reaction is this is on par with the first Fantastic Four movie.
I agree with that.
I agree
okay.
with that.
Okay, so
It's better than Spider-Man 3, I think.
we have Fantastic Four at number 30. Spider-Man 3 was only 6 spaces down at number 36.
Okay.
What about between The Return of Swamp Thing and Blade?
Whoa. Wait,
Whoa.
where is that?
28, 29?
Oh, Blade Trinity.
Trinity, sorry.
Okay. Because I was like, the first Blade we've got up at number 10. Okay, so 28. All right, so are we saying this
That
is
would make
better than the first one? Is
I
this
think at some points it was better. It was also
Yeah.
worse in some. Also.
Higher stakes, a little more adventure than, like you said, just a battle on the street in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than The Return of Swamp Thing.
No, that was a romp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's probably about on par with Blade Trinity. I can put it somewhere
what-
either above or below it. Sure.
I put it. I like Blade Trinity more than this. That was funnier.
Right.
Had a lot more comedy beats that really paid off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do we want to put this just above Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
I'd say that.
They're
If you're-
so much the same. They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're products. They're like Lunchables. If you're 13, these are fun.
It just doesn't leave you satisfied afterwards.
Right.
Right. Yeah. It's not offensively bad.
No nutritional value.
No value. No value. It does.
But you look cool going in.
Uh-huh.
Just disappointed coming out.
That's our motto.
That's the yeah. That's always our motto during whole week. All right, so we're putting it at number 30 out of 70, top half. Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
That's 70 movies, guys, on the list.
Awesome.
Woo! Next week will be 71. This time, I promise, no more tease. No more tickling the balls and then walking away. No, we're really going to give you Underdog next week.
It's whole week.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, naturally.
Yeah. Then we're guys.
Pour one out for Corn Week.
Yeah.
It'll be back.
We're getting
Sure.
We're getting real close, guys. We've only got a couple to go. We're at 71 next week, and number 73 stars Mr. RDJ.
Oh, cool. Wow.
We're getting close.
We're getting there.
Yeah, so that's it for us this week, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you all for listening to Harmless Phosphorescence. This has been Throw Smiley, and I have to go, but don't worry. I'll be waiting outside the bathroom in the hopes of catching you in a towel.
I'm Josh CC, and you know, I've always been impressed and disgusted by this.
I'm Brian Lesh, and my encounter with this movie has affected my molecules negatively.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I kind of smell like ash.
It's your cologne. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.